Hey friends, how's it going? Welcome back to another Animal Crossing Island tour video. Today we're going to an island that is completely medieval times castle themed and is going to be really cool. We start off with a grand gate entrance. We go in, we see the little town, and then they have a castle at the end. So we're going to be going right there. And at the end of this video, we have an interview with the island's creator as well as footage of the island at night. So if you guys want to check out that and listen to the interview, make sure you stick around after the tour. As well as if you like this sort of stuff and you want to see more, make sure to hit the like button so I know you liked it, as well as subscribe with notifications so you don't miss any future episodes or my live streams. And we have arrived at this beautiful kingdom. And they have my outfit already. Oh, and look, he's standing guard. I almost didn't even notice him. So, really cool thing about the costume that they've prepared for me is that it comes with a special piece that they've made custom. So I'm going to have to actually put on the custom design myself, which is going to be super exciting. Right here, Royal Tabard. Where? And there we go. We're getting all ready and they've put on cuffed pants. And, oh, those actually fit really well. Armor shoes, knight's helmet, and we're perfect. We're all amazing and good to go. And quickly, I'm going to look at their map. And their map, oh, just as I expected, they have the knight villagers. We have Knox, Sterling, as well as we have Vic. So that's that's so cool. I haven't seen any islanders like this, as well as I noticed Prince. I wonder if he got Prince just for the name. And we have 1, 2, and 3 houses. One of them is called Father John. I wonder if that's a church. I'm really interested in that. And let's go check out their passport really quickly. So, the King in the North. Another Game of Thrones fan. Shame about the last season though. But their island's called Temple's Bay. They have apples. They are a legendary adventurer. Their name is Chris. And they were born December 14th. And actually, it's really cool that they have a bow and arrow there. It's really medieval theme. I know that's their star sign, but still, come on, let me pretend. As well as their creator ID is right there in the bottom right corner. So if you want to get this really cool chainmail that I'm wearing right now, you can go get that from there. All right, and let's get started. So that was a really cool entrance, how he was standing guard for me there. And we're already at a farm. So at the beginning part, as we saw on the map, this looks like the undeveloped part, but we can actually see where the rest of it is. So this is like a little market. And go down to the beach. Oh, this is where obviously they get all the fish from. We go up here past the farm. It's really cool how they have the farmhouse here. Oh, are we sneaking in behind? Oh yeah, we can go into the farm itself. We have all the mushroom items, sack of potatoes. I really like how these items aren't like meant to be food or anything like that, but these mums look like lettuce, and it's just really, really cool how people are getting so creative with this game. And oh, we have those record boxes there, but it actually looks like crates at that point. That's so cool. You can put custom designs on the side. It gets really, really creative there. Oh, I think in the background from here, you can see a bit of the castle. Oh, that's so exciting. Look at that. The bridge leading up. Temple City. Are we going inside already? Oh, that's so exciting. Yes, after you. Let's just pan up at the castle. Ooh, this is so cool. I've never seen a theme quite like this one. Oh, look at that. We're greeted by a knight already. And we have the torches laid around. We have some more market stalls. Oh, what's in here? Oh, this is a really pretty little secluded area. Oh, and just popping back and forth. And I like how they've chosen roses for this theme. It really, at least in my head, fits it really well. And look how you can walk around the walls of the castle. It's so cool how you can see 2 layers there. You see that on the left? Right on the left, you can see 2 layers. And this is the tavern. And they actually have mugs to the right. That's really cool. Okay, so they have this house, obviously, as a tavern. Let's go see. And they're already playing the harp for me. Wow. This is so cool. I am just a sucker for medieval times, and as a kid, I always would prefer like swords and bows over top of guns any day, and still to this day. Themes like this really get me so excited. I love the bar and the different colors they use, the stone flooring. I don't think I've ever seen somebody use stone flooring. We have the fire right there to warm it. Really cool. Really feels natural. All right, that was really cool. Nice little touch there. You can use houses as just one room bars or taverns. So now we're moving on to the King's Keep. And actually, if we look up, again, it's in the perfect theme, and I like the little bridge leading to it. They managed to fit that in too. And what? This isn't exactly the round table, but it's the rectangular table. That's just such a cool design. The way that they have all the plates laid around, and the gold, it just feels so opulent and cozy almost. In such an epic way. Imagine just you dining, looking across from someone across through the flames. And we have a library or study. I think it's a little bit of both, but I'm kind of really liking that in this island they don't have music playing everywhere, because it really suits the mood. Like, for example, this library, why would you want sounds? And then, for example, here in the main hall, the sound of the fire is enough. Really relaxing. And we're to the left, and we have a kitchen. Very nice. We have the fire. They use all the simple things. I guess it would be really hard for this sort of theme. You can't use any traditional kitchen items, the ones that everyone else uses. You have to just stick with fire and barrels and that pizza oven, or rather the wood stove. That's really nice. How creative they got with that. All right, and now we're going to go to the room to the north. Not the king in the north, just the king maybe in the north room. Let's see. I was right. The king in the north room. Look at that. I just knew it. That's really cool. I wonder if they did that on purpose. Maybe he did. Maybe he didn't. But I think that's such a cool room. Okay, and now we're going to go check out the upstairs, which is most likely going to be a bathroom, I think. Oh, it is, but it's a shared knight's sleeping quarters. So we have the armor room, the armory right here where they all get ready for battle. And then they have all the beds here. Actually, that's really nice. And I like how they alternated the different side tables and the candles they have everywhere. It really feels so cool to be inside here. And last but not least for this place, we have the basement. I wonder what it could be. Maybe jail cells or something like that? And yes, that is exactly what it is. It's jail cells, and they're giving me a little bow. Oh, look at that. The decal on the ground is actually chains. Luckily, there's nobody in here right now, but that's really cool. Kind of intimidating. I better be on my best behavior here. All right, and that's it for that house. And we just had a creepy bug just freaking out there, glitching. Did you see that? Okay, but that's really cool. I'm loving this theme so far. And we're still walking around the outside of the castle. We have all the houses here. Oh, we're in the residential area to the right. And there's some armament stands and more houses. I really like how these walls look. The way they've layered them with the decorated panels all around. And just the use of it's really simple, but the buckets and barrels and things that were actually of the era, right? It's really interesting how they've managed to repurpose items that, you know, you're limited to such few items when you do a build like this, but they've managed to execute it really nicely. And we're running outside the castle, and we're over here. So this actually is the residential area, and we're running along this side. Ragna? What's up here? Oh, of course, we have the port, naturally. Red's port. And I love how open the walk up to this was. It's just so flattened here. It's really nice. Okay, and then we're going to go up here. So, as we climb up... Wait, is there snow? Yeah, it's starting to get snowier as we climb and climb. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, and now it's getting into like a barbarian area. Yep, definitely. Now we went from swords and medieval knights. Now we're getting a little bit colder up here. Oh, and there's a cemetery down there. Oh, am I blocking them? I'll let them go first. That's so cool how we switched to axes as their weapons instead. And as we climb up... Wait, what? Oh my god, is that a wyvern? Wyvern? I think I just said it wrong, but whatever. Wyvern. That is so epic. I'm blown away by this. They used pterodactyl wings and... Oh my gosh, they put them all together and it actually looks like a wyvern. Look at that. We have some symbols on the ground. I don't know if they mean anything, but maybe you guys can let me know in the comments. That has to be the absolute coolest thing I've ever seen in this game, is somebody building a wyvern out of the fossils. Oh my goodness, I'm absolutely impressed. So creative. And now, oh, we have the church. But before that, we have the graveyard, where the dead, back in these times, a lot of people were dropping and dying, unfortunately. Let's give them all a bow, just together. I'm not going to bow at each one. Not enough hours in the day for that. But we have the church. This is cool. This is actually a max upgraded house. So I'm really excited to see what sort of thing they have in here. And as we expect, with the new wedding items, we do have the church here. Giving us a little clap. Oh, and they have it elevated there in the back. So where are we headed first? Wait, is that it? Oh, I think they just max upgraded the house so that it would look like really, really pretty from the outside, and they succeeded. Okay, that was a really cool church. I love touches like that. It just feels so alive. And we still have quite a bit more. We have a whole quarter of their island left. And we have all the storage boxes there where they keep all their items. Oh, we have Stonehenge. It's cool. It's so hidden off. And it looks like we have some sort of like water up there, a little lake. And this is where the mine is. Oh, what? That is so cool. The way, especially from this perspective, you can see that it actually looks like, wait, what's the best? Right as you walk in. Again, stupid creative. Oh, wow. Oh, and look at the pathing we have in this sand desert area. What? We have molten clay right there. Oh, an epic entrance to like this desert temple almost. Yep, it's definitely supposed to be that. With all the outfits there. And then we have an oasis around it. Oh, that's really cool. Because if you stand here, right? From like this perspective, it can look like the pyramid's actually huge. Especially when it's in the distance right now. That's really cool. So we're just walking around the desert markets. And we're crossing a bridge. Oh, and there we go. We have their custom signs. This one says desert, of course. Oh, some stables for horses. Although horses are villagers in this game. That would have been so funny if like there was a horse villager just walking around in there. And we're back here at the beginning. Oh, let me stand guard. We're going to stand guard for the ending. Alright, and now it's time for the interview portion of the video. I'm here with the island's creator, Chris. And Chris, thank you so much for letting me come to your island. I had such a fun time with such a unique theme. I was blown away by the creativity you had with specifically the wyvern at the end. It's a wyvern, right?
Yeah, it's a wyvern.
I'm pretty caught up to date with this. I'm a bit of a nerd myself. But yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, I really enjoyed having you. It was my pleasure.
So, tell us a bit about yourself, the man behind the Wyvern.
Not much to tell. My name's Chris. I'm from Chicago. I consider myself a creative. I do a little bit of music on the side, where I write and record my own stuff. And then video games are like a big, huge creative outlet for me too, as you can probably tell.
Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, I guess creativity bleeds into everything you do, right?
Yeah, I mean, it just, I love it. You know what I mean? I just love doing it. I love creating things and seeing the reactions from other people.
Absolutely. Sharing it is just as fun as making it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, speaking of making it, how many hours have you spent making it?
So this is actually the second iteration of the island.
Oh.
Yeah, so I like when I first started, I kind of played it pretty tame, and I had a nice little 5-star island with neighborhoods and like an amphitheater I'd built and like an orchard, and I got really bored, with it.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, like I want to do something different, like real different, things I hadn't seen before. So I would have to say, like, between collecting everything that I needed and actually building the island pretty much since day one, the release of Animal Crossing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking, you're looking at like probably about 500 hours I've put into it.
It's pretty crazy, but it shows it came off really nicely, and it still didn't feel cramped. That's something I did appreciate too. I loved the walk up through the little forest path, with like the alternating trees, different types, as we could slowly see the castle in the background. Sometimes that's all you need. You don't need a ton of stuff everywhere.
Yeah, that portion I really wanted like a deep, dark, kind of forested area. And I knew from the get-go that I wanted the castle to like emerge from this forest. I was thinking very like kind of like Germanic, back in like the 1200s. Really heavily forested stuff, and then just like a plain with like a big castle in the background. So I think that part of my island came together pretty well.
Yeah, that makes sense. And we already touched on it a little bit. You mentioned that, and when I asked you how many hours, but how would you specifically describe your theme, and how did you decide on it, really?
So it's more of like a gritty medieval fantasy world. That's probably how I would explain it. And I had saw like on a Reddit posts and different Facebook groups, people doing like kind of fantastical castles for their houses. Disney castles and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then I had saw somebody was doing on Reddit, White City of Gondor, like remaking it. Yeah, and that was really kind of what set me off on the path for my island, because I saw the pictures he did, and I was like blown away by like what he did and how he did it. And so I decided, like, from then on I was going to do something more gritty, more realistic, but still a little fantastical. And yeah, I just started off on building it, and it kind of just all came together as I was building it,
No, that totally makes sense. So you mentioned it all started to come together as you built it, but it did seem quite organized, and especially the castle and the placement of everything. If you get the castle placement wrong, it's a lot of work to move it 10 squares back or something. Did you plan it out, or did you kind of just go with the flow?
So I knew from the start that I would build the castle town first. Like, that was like the very first thing I was going to build, and then I was going to build the world around, the castle town. And the castle town, actually, I did have to rebuild it 3 times because I was too far north on my island. You'll notice on my map how the river kind of, instead of being a nice river that flows straight and then down, it like kind of cuts down a little bit right at the mouth. And that's because I needed more space to do the castle town. So I had built it twice and then had to redo the whole thing. That was like the worst part, all that terraforming. But once the castle was built And as I was building the castle, I had the ideas in my head. So I knew there was going to be a forest up front. I knew I wanted to do a mountaintop with like a snowy kind of mountain village. I knew I wanted to do that, and I knew I wanted to do a desert. And so as I was building the castle town, I would like log off, and then I would start kind of brainstorming on like, okay, how am I gonna build the mountain town? How am I gonna do the desert? What am I gonna put at the bottom by resident services? And as I started building those things, it was very much I had to learn. You know what I mean? Like the mountaintop was another area that I had to redo twice.
That's, oh my goodness. But that was such a nice, refreshing thing to see, by the way. Not just like the mountain town, but it like where the barbarians, I guess, were. I also really, really liked the desert. Just, oh, there's a desert in here, and then you had the oasis and everything. It was just a really refreshing thing to like all of a sudden be in a different world on one island.
Yeah, that was like my biggest thing. I wanted to put you in like a world, not just like a city or an island. I wanted to put you, immerse you in like an actual world. So, and I'm really proud of how that desert, again, that was another thing I had to redo twice.
Oh,
yeah. So like, but yeah, before it wasn't as natural of a transition. But my transitions between like the castle town, the mountain, and the desert were something that I like put like a ton of thought and work into to make it as seamless as I could with the small area that really I was provided.
Yeah, because it almost feels like islands are too big but also too small at the same times. You know what I mean? It's kind of one of those. And speaking of all your areas and your different entirely different parts of the world, which one would be your favorite? And that also includes the nice areas inside your house.
So that's a hard one. The castle town really, I feel like, exemplifies kind of what I was going for. When you first come out of that forest and you come up to the castle, and you can change your camera angle to kind of look head on at it, and it gives off this very real kind of medieval vibe, right?
Yeah.
And I think that really exemplifies my island, and that is really, to me, that's the centerpiece. And it is, the thing I'm most proud of with how it came out.
Yeah.
But my keep, my actual character's house, which is the keep, is a very close second. Just because I was proud of the Great Hall. When you first walk into that house, that's my favorite interior in the entire, out of everything that I created.
Oh yeah, like that the tables with the fire in the middle.
Yeah, I wanted to do like a Skyrim Dragon's Reach kind of.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah, I get that. That's totally. That didn't dawn on me. But now that I think back, yeah, that's what it was based off of. Yeah.
Yeah.
When I walked in, I was so stupid. I'm like, well, it's not a round table, but it's a rectangular table, and I like this one, or something like that.
Yeah, I wanted to do it kind of. You'll see little Skyrim kind of inspired things kind of dabbled throughout that island. And that Great Hall was very. I actually played Skyrim and walked into the first castle in Whiterun and kind of gave it a glance and looked where things were and how it was laid out, and then I went back to Animal Crossing and I kind of planned it off of Dragon's Reach from Skyrim.
Wow. Yeah, it came across really well now that I'm thinking back. Yeah, really well done with the execution and the inspiration, because it's hard to pull inspiration directly from other games to Animal Crossing. It's a cute, wholesome game.
Right.
Yeah. But your island, I'm thinking I can see a tiny bit of room to expand, but what would you say your future plans are for your island? Are you going to tear it all down, or what are you going to do?
I would really it's hard, right? I've been kind of tearing things down and rebuilding them as I've gotten sick of them.
Mm-hmm.
But I think at the moment, because I haven't really been playing like I used to, so at the moment I think it's pretty much done. Eventually, what I would really like to do, I think, is I would like to make the island the entire island a castle town. Like a 3-story castle town, and incorporate all the buildings, including resident services, into the castle town. But that's probably a little far off for me. You know what I mean? But I would really I would really like to expand the castle town on my island and just
Mhm.
make the whole island, look like a town with walls and towers and all that kind of good stuff.
Oh, that would be cool. Yeah, like the four, like expand where the guard posts are. You know what I mean? Just have a few more of those, and
Yeah, and do different districts and have like like a slums district and a
Yeah.
fishing district that stretch to the beach, but all within the scope of this, castle town.
well, that, if you ever get a second wind for Animal Crossing, yeah, I guess you could take on a giant. That's a giant project you would have to work on.
Yeah, if I did it, I wouldn't be able to restart, so it would have
Yeah.
to still be Temple's Bay just because I already have half the resources, and you know what I mean.
Oh yeah, getting all that stuff again, that would be, oh, that's not worth it.
Yeah, that would
you
be
know?
horrible.
Yeah. So you actually gifted me the really nice outfit, your Templar outfit. What is it called? The chainmail?
Oh, it's a tabard.
Tabard.
I call it a I think you did the royal tabard.
Yeah, I wanted to be royalty, but
Yeah.
so you created that yourself, but what other designs did you also create yourself?
So my those tabards come in like a whole bunch of different colors. So you'll notice like in the video I wear the blue tabard, which is the soldier's tabard. I made like a necromancer's tabard, a holy tabard, and they're all kind of different colors, different designs, same idea. And those are all uploaded on through Abel's, and you can find that with my creator code.
Which will be in the description.
And then I haven't actually uploaded anything else that I did create, but like all the signage you see around my island, I created that. I just don't know how much of a demand there is for it.
Yeah, they're
but
really
it's-
specific.
Yeah, so like, but if somebody wanted them, I would be opposed to even doing like a custom template for them where they tell me what they want on the sign and I just make it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I did, in my flag too, I designed, which is the lion, which is, like the symbol of my kingdom, I guess you could say.
Yeah, it was pretty epic. Do you have any advice for the people watching with creating a really thematic island, or just in general for Animal Crossing?
I see a lot of people on, different Facebook groups and Reddit and stuff, and people, they hit walls. And a lot of people are like, oh, I'm really discouraged. And to that, I say, like, if you're ever discouraged, the best thing you can do is just take a step back for a little bit and then come back to it, which is what I had to do with my island as well. There were plenty of times where I had to, like, put down Animal Crossing for a few days and then pick it back up, and then I was on, I was ready to go again. It's hard to be creative and to make something look exactly the way you want it, especially with like the tools that Animal Crossing gives you, you know what I mean? So just take a break every once in a while, come back to it, and most importantly, just don't give up.
Yep. That's good advice, and having fun with it too. Like, if you're not having fun with the game, why are you playing it? You know what I mean? You're not being paid to play the game. You're paying to play the game. Have fun.
Right. It's supposed to be fun. You gotta have fun.
Exactly. And if people want to keep up to date with your island, or just you, because you mentioned you did music, and I know you also have a YouTube channel with a version of this tour also on your channel, can people reach you on any of those platforms?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So I have a Twitter that's just @Temples Bay, and that is strictly for like my Animal Crossing stuff. And you'll see you'll see updates to the. You can actually kind of watch it grow from the beginning of my Twitter, from that little neighborhoody island to this big medieval world.
Yeah.
But that's strictly Animal Crossing. But I do have like my music that I've created, as well as videos from other games, and like you said, the Animal Crossing tour I did on my own island. You can find that on my YouTube, and my YouTube is just my first and last name, which is Chris Turzak.
All right, perfect. And another way to find Chris's YouTube channel is you just go down to the comment section, and you'll actually see Chris's comment pinned right there at the top, and you can just click through right to his YouTube channel. So easier for you guys. And so that pretty much sums up all of my questions, Chris. Thanks again for not only the tour, but also for coming here and helping me out with answering all these amazing questions for the viewers, and also for letting me come back for a night tour, which everyone is watching right now.
Yeah, thank you for coming and taking the tour and doing this. Your videos are awesome.
Oh.
I've been following you for a little while now, and I think you're very talented, and it was really an honor and a pleasure to have you, come take a tour of something I created.
Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you so much. I don't know what to say now. You taught me. That's it. I hope you have a happy, safe, and healthy quarantine ahead, my friend.
Hey, you too, man. Be safe out there.
That's pretty much it for this video, guys. Remember, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Let me know that you want to see more, as well as subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future uploads or live streams. As well as if you want to join our amazing Discord community or follow me on Twitter, the links are in the description, right beside the Google Forms link to submit your island for a tour just like this one. But remember, I have almost 1,000 submissions at this point, and it takes a really long time to go through them and tour all the videos. So if I don't respond to you within 2 weeks even, don't get too discouraged. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all in the next video.